Hi everybody, I'm Jack Jinseki and joining me today is Himeika May.
Hi, I'm May.
Did I get the pronunciation right?
Uh, kind of. I mean, you did technically do it right. I usually just say Himeka.
Himeika. Oh, so it kind of
Yeah,
blends together.
yeah.
Cool. So what kind of content do you like to make?
I do a lot of art streams and a lot of puzzle games. Uh, and just kind of like random little fun things I find on Steam. So a lot of gaming and a lot of drawing.
Nice. And what made you want to be a VTuber?
When I was in high school, at the very end of high school, I learned about PNG tubers,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have any knowledge of VTubers. I didn't have any like desire to be a streamer, but I was like, this is like a fun little art project. So I made a PNG tuber, and I was just like, just for funsies, I'm gonna stream. And now it's been three years.
Wow. So so you got into it because you just kind of wanted to see if you could make your own VTuber model or something?
Pretty much. I ended up actually having a lot of fun with streaming. And then I went corpo, and then I went not corpo, and now we're here.
So, what was the process for creating your character?
My current one?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, so I was kind of like debating over what I wanted to be for like months and months and months, and I had a design. I was like, this kind of sucks. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. And then I redesigned her. I was like, no, this whole theme just sucks. We're gonna throw it away, throw it in the trash. And I really like sea creatures and stuff, and so I came up with this really funny idea after watching an anime of like just making a squid that's just convinced that she's an alien. And I designed her in the span of like 45 minutes, and I was like, this is perfect. This is peak.
so like the other VTubers, they put like days or weeks into designing, like they have the little what's it called, the dream sheet or
But yeah,
what
like the Pinterest boards and everything. Like my friend's making her 2.0 right now, and she's showing me like her entire Pinterest board, and she's spending like nights and nights on it. And I was kind of doing that before with my other ones, but this one, it just like, I don't know, it just came to me in a vision. The prophecy was fulfilled. I put it on the canvas, and I was like, this is so good.
it came to me in a dream.
Uh, they call me the Oracle.
Oh boy. Hey, but sometimes that's it. When it hits, it hits.
Yeah. Like all of those ones that I spent like weeks debating over that just never saw the light of day. I actually, in my PNG tuber days, I changed designs like every other month. So
Mm.
I have like at least a dozen designs just like sitting there in my folder.
So, hey, I mean, what you have you ever considered doing the like the adoption model?
Maybe, I don't know. I did some in the past when I was in high school on DeviantArt.
Hey, don't be ashamed. Believe it or not, I got my start on DeviantArt too.
Oh, it used to be so peak back in the days.
You wanna know what's even lamer? Is I got my start doing poetry on DeviantArt. Can
Oh
you
my
can you
gosh.
imagine that? Here's the thing. Back in the I haven't written a lot of poetry recently, but back in the day I was pretty good at it. And then it would be like, but the thing is, I had to talk to other people on DeviantArt, and they wanted me to read their poetry, and I was like, I don't want to read DeviantArt poetry.
I don't want to read it. I just want to write it.
Oh boy, but that was something back in the day. If you could ignore like the Sonic Mpreg, it was pretty okay.
So true. No, you'd see like you'd go to the DeviantArt top page. It would be like the most beautiful masterpiece right next to like Loud House fetish art. Like,
Fortunately, I was gone before the Loud House craze came in. Uh,
sorry, Sans Undertale fetish art.
I was actually gone before that. I was.
Oh my gosh, you're lucky.
Oh, I'm a bit older than you.
Yeah.
I was back on DeviantArt in like, oh god, like 2011 maybe.
I think I was on it in like, oh gosh, how old was I in 6th grade?
Yeah, no. Back then it was predominantly the Sonic stuff and the My Little Pony stuff.
Oh, the My Little Pony stuff.
Oh yeah, it was just flooded. There was just a glut of My Little Pony stuff.
Don't worry, the My Little Pony stuff is still there. It's not gone anywhere.
I don't doubt it.
Sonic hasn't either.
Sonic never goes.
Sonic is eternal.
Every
Sonic inflation forever.
Things come and go, but Sonic is forever. Oh boy. So, for your character, do you have like any general lore?
Yes. Okay. So, I'm a squid that got stuck on like I attached myself to like a. You know what? I spent like a week writing a script and editing a video for my debut, and it's all left my head. Like the moment that video is done being edited, it's just gone.
Wait,
I saw a movie of an alien, and then I was like, oh my gosh, wow, that's what I am. Like squid doesn't know what a squid is.
Wait, have you not debuted yet?
I debuted back in like October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I forgot. I forgot how to explain it, I guess.
Gotcha. Well, if you want to explain it, what's going to happen is we're going to go like another 3 minutes and it's going to hit you. So whenever it hits, just let me know and we'll go back to it.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Okay. I hope it hits.
What's your favorite accomplishment of your channel so far?
Ooh, probably my 6-hour-long Infinity Nikki stream. Because usually I can go for like 3 hours tops because I get like really tired. But I just had such an exceptionally great time with Infinity Nikki that I went for 6 hours, and I would have kept going all night probably, but I maxed out what I could do at that point in the game in one day.
So you just had so much fun, you were like, I can go another 3 hours.
Straight up. I was like, you know what? I'm tired and I've got acid reflux, but you know what? I'm going to go get a Pepsid and we're going to buckle down and we're going to keep going.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm all too familiar with acid reflux. So, what's been the biggest change to your channel since you started VTubing?
Ooh, I would definitely say the rebrand I did back in October. Because before I was a Tamagotchi, or sorry, legally distinct virtual pet.
Ah, yes.
But if we're talking like in general, I was pink for a while, and that channel is now gone.
Oh man, what do you hope to accomplish through your channel?
Great question. I don't know. I live in like the middle of nowhere, and I'm not very good at like, you know, remembering to like get my social interaction in. So the reason I stream is kind of just for social interaction, I guess, in a sense.
I totally get it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really like. There's so much more I could be doing to grow my channel and stuff, but I kind of don't wanna. So I just do it for funsies.
What is this fame business everybody's always on about? I don't want to be famous. Ugh. It sounds exhausting.
Like, okay, art popularity is a different question because like art is my job, but. Of course. Streaming, it's for funsies. I do it when I do it because I wanna.
Yeah. So who's a VTuber you would love to talk to, and do you have anything you'd want to ask them?
Oh, I gotta think about this. I was thinking about it the other day, but now I've unthunked. Oh, sorry. I think I was like tweaking out there for a second because I wasn't puppeting correctly. I think probably Ina from Hololive.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't know. I like her art, and I'd really I'd like to learn a bit more about art from her.
Oh man. So do you have anything like specific you want to ask her?
No idea. I have no idea.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to be an entertainer?
Dang it, this one's also tough. Oh gosh, if I gave like advice to someone who wanted to be an illustrator, I could definitely do that. Like, no hesitation.
Okay, then how about that then? What advice would you want to give to what advice would you give to someone who wants to be an illustrator or artist?
If you want to do like anime style illustrations of people and stuff like I do, practice your backgrounds while you're still learning so that you don't have a big skill gap between the people that you draw and the backgrounds that you draw, because then it's really difficult to draw backgrounds and you don't really know what textures are or how that works. So make sure you practice your backgrounds and other inanimate objects at the same time as you're drawing people.
I should mention here, full disclosure, I actually commissioned you not too long ago for a drawing of my character.
You did. It was
and
fun.
And what's more, I did not ask for a background. I asked for it to be transparent.
I can do backgrounds if requested, but I struggle. I fight for my life every single time, and I just think it would have been so much easier if I just didn't draw my characters in the void all the time when I was 12 years old posting my furry drawings on DeviantArt. I should have posted my furries with backgrounds, okay?
Oh, so are you willing to confess to which furries you drew, or were they your own characters?
They were. I didn't really have like OC. Like I did have some. My mom always made fun of me because I'd be like, "This is my OC," and she'd be like, "What does OC stand for?" And I'd be like, "Original character," and she'd be like, "Oh, that's so cute, OC." And then every time I'd be drawing something, she'd be like, "Is that one of your OCs?" And I'd be like, "My mom, this is Shadow the Hedgehog. This is Sans Undertale, okay? Get it right."
Oh, so you're a Sans fan too?
Not specifically Sans. I just liked Undertale in general.
I was a Sans fan, I'll admit. I'll cop to it.
I did like Sans. He was kind of cool.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool.
There's certain characters in the sphere of cartoons and illustrations that just have like the it factor, and I think Sans was one of the characters with the it factor.
Yes. Honestly, Undertale had so many of them. Like I feel like Metaton was one as well. He was just like, and Papyrus too.
Yes.
And Toriel. You just kind of look at them and you're like, yeah, you were like the perfect character for the role that you're meant to fill, and just like a very recognizable design, great silhouette, I think I already said recognizable, just peak characters.
And now we got the what's that, Vivsipop? Oh no, Vivsipop and that all that stuff, the hell of a boss, and yeah, like all the characters I think were designed to try and get the it factor in
all
mind.
Of the characters are something I would have posted on DeviantArt.
Yes, I think that.
Like in middle school.
I don't know very much about. I watched like a couple episodes of each of them, but ultimately the impression I got was that this person knows their audience. They
Like,
know what these people, what the art people wanted to see, and they went for it.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of these character design, because I knew of Vivzy Pop like before, Hell of a Boss and Has
Mm.
Been Hotel came out and all that stuff. I remember when it was just like a kind of a project that she was teasing, and that was like years and years ago, like 2016 probably.
Yeah.
As I'm pretty sure when some of these characters were first shown off. So I'm like, you know what, for the timeline they fit. You know what?
Oh yeah. So, in the line of artistry, when did you start drawing, and what did you want to draw most at the time? I think you've already partially answered this.
Sonic Shadow Yaoi, that's what I wanted to draw. I started drawing when I was I don't actually know exactly how old I was, but I do remember like trying to get good at drawing when I was like in 5th and 6th grade, so like
Mm.
10, 11. Um and I started digital art when I was 12 because I got a laptop for school and I got a Wacom tablet with it, and I just drew pretty anime girls and copied things that I liked off of Pinterest. I'd be like, "Oh, that looks so cool. I'm going to draw that same but different." Um
So what do you think you wanted to draw the most? Was there like an object of fixation or anything at the time, or just general stuff?
ooh. Uh I think at the time I just wanted to like make characters and draw like cute anime girls and furries.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I hit high school, I hit the cycle of like finding like random anime meow meow of the week and drawing him like 30 times during that month, and then the next month it'd be another anime meow meow that I draw 30 times.
Nice. So, you do a lot of commission work. Which commissions are your favorites?
Oh, okay. So, like, do you mean like type or the specific ones that I've done?
Um, any way you want to go with it.
Okay. Okay, my favorite type of commissions are chibis because I just really really like drawing chibis.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're so fun to draw.
Mm.
And my favorite like actual commissions that I've done, I I have a few that are like, I don't know, I just think the composition is kind of fun. One was for my PNG tuber daughter, Ivory Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my very first samples on, I think it's my character illustration sample, like my very first one on VGen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was done for Symphonia, and it was in like a similar kind of composition style. And that is my first for my Surprise Me illustration examples on VGen.
Hmm.
So they were just really fun to do.
Hmm.
Very cutesy.
Nice. What was your gateway anime, and what drew you to it?
Or at High School Host Club.
I totally agree.
I believe, 10 years old, and I had a like a family friend who like she would babysit us, but we were also just like kind of friends. And she really liked anime, and she showed me her like Attack on Titan stickers, and she was like, "I think you'd like Ouran High School Host Club." So I watched Ouran High School Host Club, and my mom saw and got mad at me because Haruhi said, "Damn these rich people," and then she kissed a girl, and I was like, "No, but mom, they think she's a guy." And then and then I got my iPad mini taken away for a couple days, and then I kept watching it when I got it back. So I'm pretty sure that was my first one. And then when I was like a year later, when I think I watched like Oraimo because I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
My little sister can't be this cute.
Oh, okay.
I watched a few episodes and I was like, this is weird. And then I went back to watching My Little Pony videos on YouTube.
So, who is your favorite character from Ouran?
Currently Kyoya. In high
Hmm.
school it was Mori. When I was a kid, it was the twins.
Hmm. I was always a fan of Hikaru. Uh, uh,
I still do love the twins, but
yeah.
Kyoya is my favorite currently. He's just I like when the character has glasses. It's if the character
That
has
is
glasses,
true.
99% chance that's gonna be my favorite in the whole series.
He's got the stoic vibe.
Mm-hmm. That's also why I like Mori when I got older.
Hmm. So, if you could go to an anime convention tomorrow, whom would you cosplay as?
um, I guess so my number one choice would have to be Maka from Soul Eater because
Hmm.
I'm gonna be missing it because I'll be out of town. But there was the anime convention I go to like every year. I was gonna go as her this year, but can't. So either her, Ramada Amamura from Himeika,
Hmm.
and my dream cosplay I can't do because I'm too short and I have like too round of like a facial features, so I just can't pull off guy cosplays. But I would love to cosplay Wei Wuxian from Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation.
Hmm. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Soul Eater. I actually started rewatching that again recently.
Oh my gosh, I love Soul Eater.
I always hear whenever it gets brought up that like the manga is supposed to be way better than the show, and I'm like, I wonder what they did. I'm not gonna read it, but I wonder what they did.
I think I've only read like I actually have the first volume, and that's all I've read of the manga. But I don't know. I think the manga is just better because I'm pretty sure they went on longer.
Hmm.
I think.
So, which game did you have the most fun playing on stream?
Oh wait, Sorry, I'll have to look. I know I said Infinity Nikki earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but or like I said that one was great because I played it for 6 hours.
Yeah.
But I think like the most fun I've ever had was probably where is it? Sorry, I'm actually scrolling through to find it. Could have sworn. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I didn't put Strange Horticulture.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a weird kind of like plant puzzle game, and it was just really fun. It was really fun. I liked it.
I think I've heard of that game before. I can't remember the context though.
It's really good.
Hmm. So, I've watched your channel for some time now, and one thing I know about you and your channel is that you have an association with Professor Layton. I have no idea why. So, can you explain how did you and your channel become associated with Professor Layton?
So, Professor Layton was the first like full game series I played on my channel. I was like kind of just doing random things for a bit, and I was like, hey, you know what would be really fun because I played this as a kid and I rage quit one of the puzzles like 10 minutes in. So, let's see if I can do better as an adult. Um and so I played Curious Village, and I think like I was just like this is great, and then I played the next game, and I think the longer we played, the more like weird inside jokes just came up, and now it's just like referenced in almost every single stream. Like I'll be playing a completely unrelated game, and then someone will say something about like solve that Puzime, and I'd be like, okay, great.
uh, so, your friends just dropped in to play video games. What are you playing?
Oh gosh. I don't play very many multiplayer games.
Hmm.
One of my friends right now and I are playing Core Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
But like for a big group. Screen sharing Dramatical Murder.
Dramatical Murder. I'm not familiar with that one. What's that? What's that?
Um,
Oh
funny you should ask. Next question.
Okay. Uh,
All right, I guess Rivals. I don't actually play Rivals very often, but I guess that's the game I get pulled into whenever people are playing.
but by choice or
Nope.
do you not care for that particular style of game?
Oh, I really don't like competitive games. It's
If if I'm being honest, I'm the same way.
yeah.
I don't care for it. I don't know. There's just something that's kind of like, I don't know, robotic about it.
Mm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I can't grasp them. So I know
Yeah.
if I like the more I play, the better I'll get. But I don't feel like that's true for me. I played Valorant for several months and I just couldn't improve. I played League for a few months. Suffered severe brain damage. I am dead serious. Like I suddenly was unable to keep a straight line of thinking after playing League. But I didn't really improve in League either. So
I feel as though there's like something you just have to get about those games.
yeah,
Like
I don't
they're
know. Maybe I think I don't have game awareness
yeah.
because I only started playing games when I started streaming. So, or like, I mean, I played like DS games and stuff and 3DS games, but I didn't really have a good computer for
Mm.
a while. So,
Like I can play like a first person shooter with no problem.
mm,
But for some reason, like the multiplayer culture thing that's so popular is it just never hooked me, and I have no idea why.
I always feel like when I'm doing a bad job, my teammates are gonna be like, "You suck, go die."
Yeah. Anyway, switching gears. which which do you prefer, Elvis or the Beatles?
I I think I know more Beatles songs.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I
Don't know that many, but I think I know more.
I've asked that question for ages. The thing is that I think that nobody really knows who they are anymore.
I know who they are, but
Well,
I'm also 20 years old and I
yeah,
listen to Visual K, so I don't really listen to old music
yeah. Uh, you're on a boat with friends. Which artist are you listening to?
on a boat.
Yes.
Now I can't just like pick my favorites. I gotta pick a good like some good boating music.
Yes.
Okay.
Or pick what you want. Take it wherever. Take it wherever you want.
No, it's gotta be good boating music. Hmm.
See, this is easy for me because my favorite band is literally referred to as a genre known as yacht rock.
Yacht rock. Wait, what is that?
Um, it's kind of meant to be like it's meant kind of as a quasi insult, like rock. It's not hard rock. It's like relaxed rock that you can listen
Okay.
to like with your wealthy buddies on a yacht while you're all like drinking like expensive alcohol.
That's amazing. It depends on what kind of boat it is, because if it's like a pirate ship, then I don't even like the sorry for the absolute heresy I'm gonna speak. I don't like any of the One Piece openings, but I would probably play every single One Piece opening, just to be on theme. Or the Lazy Town Pirate song. If it was like
Mhm.
a stupid little like canoe, Gintama opening marathon.
Mhm.
And and if it was like a rich people boat, oh gosh, I don't even know. What do rich people? You know what? I'll pick yacht rock too. I don't know any yacht rock bands, but
Let me see. The ones I know you probably aren't going to be familiar with. Like my favorite band is Steely Dan. There's a band from the '80s called Huey Lewis and the News. They're often referred to as yacht rock. Um, hmm. Past that, I'd have to think about it for a while. Uh,
okay.
Let's see. What surprises me the most about that question? I ask that question all the time. Nobody ever goes to the lonely island. I'm on a boat.
Has anybody picked the Lazy Town Pirate song before, though?
No, no one has picked
Alright.
that. You are the first.
Amazing.
And
I love being a pirate.
yes. We are number one, but on a boat.
Yes. You know, that one could also work.
There you go. What's a movie you can pick up in the middle and watch all the way to the end?
Ooh, good question. There are actually a lot that I've done this with because I don't like watching full movies. So my like whenever my brother's over from the holidays, he'll like, or like on college breaks, he'll watch movies with my parents, and I'll come down halfway through and be like, "Hey, you guys didn't invite me," and they're like, "You always say no." Um, I think I came in like halfway through for. Oh wait, no, I watched that one from the. I was gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I didn't watch the other two. So technically, you jump in from the middle of the trilogy and you can follow along for the most part. But for like just a full movie in of itself.
Hmm.
Don't.
No.
Can I say Nosferatu? You won't know what's going on, but you know what? You gotta. If I came in halfway through, I would be so confused the whole time, but I would still sit and watch anyway.
Is Nosferatu like? Have you actually seen it, or are you just saying?
I did.
Oh.
Well, I saw the new one. I haven't seen the old one.
Did you find it scary?
Not particularly. There were some parts that were a little unsettling, but I wasn't like scared out of my mind. The scariest part was the fact that I almost watched it with my parents.
Because Nosferatu was always a little bit odd to me because I can see it, the like the value of it as a movie, but as a horror movie, whenever I hear about the concept, all I can think is that wouldn't scare me.
I think if I was like someone from the 1920s and I watched the silent movie when it first came out, I think I would have peed my pants.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, it was very easy back in the day to write a horror movie because nothing had been done about it yet.
Yeah. You hadn't had like a whole lifetime of Markiplier FNAF to get desensitized to jump scares and stuff.
So, would you ever talk to a stranger unprompted in a public setting?
No.
I felt the life being sucked out of you as you said that.
Sometimes, like, especially when I was in high school, I'd like go to the store with my mom and she'd be like, "Oh, hey, this person over there just like dropped their wallet. Can you go tell them?" And I was like, "You go do it. You noticed. Finders keepers, you go do it. Or finders retrievers, you go do it." Or even just like a few weeks ago, we were eating at a restaurant and she was like, "Can you go ask them for salt?" And I was like, "You want the salt, you go do it."
Your problem, you fix it.
As long as it doesn't involve like talking to a stranger, I will help you with whatever you need. But I don't know, it sucks because sometimes I see like someone with like a really cool pin on their bag or something, and I would be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool," but I just think about it silently, even though I know, like, you know, if someone randomly came up to me and was like, "Oh my gosh, I love your shoes," I would be thinking about that for the rest of the day, and I know it'd be awesome, but I just can't. I'm like, what if I'm the exception and they're like, "Wow, that girl came up and told me she liked my shoes."
I always
I have to get hit by a bus or like. Sorry, you probably crap out of your face.
I'm kind of the same way, except that it's not like I see the pin. What I do is I see like a military person, and I've always kind of wish I was one of those people who could walk up to the military person and say thank you for your service.
Right.
And I never do because I'm just too damn shy about it.
I'm the same way.
I genuinely wish I could, but I can never bring myself to do it.
Because then I'm thinking like, okay, well, what if they think I'm like, I don't know, being fake or patronizing or something? Like, I don't know what the right word for it is, but I don't know. What if they just think it's insincere,
Yeah.
even though
No,
they probably wouldn't? I'm just like, you know what?
I don't even know why I can't. I think it's just general shyness, like the approaching a person in broad daylight and engaging with them in some way.
Yeah.
How can people do that? I don't understand.
I extroverts teach me your ways, but don't talk to me. Just like osmosis, teach me your ways.
Hey, that I mean, we both know Tyr. That's how I came to watch him because I was hoping that he would teach me something about extroversion.
Oh yeah, it would just like rub off on you. Doesn't it doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way, but I still watch him anyway. Uh, oh boy, where were we? Which do you prefer, chess or poker?
I don't know how to play either.
There you go. Okay then. Which
I guess chess is poker's fun to watch actually.
which is your board game of choice then, or card game?
Ooh.
And no, you can't
Go
say
fish.
Baltaro. Uh,
Oh, I don't know what Baltaro. What is Baltaro?
it's one of those games that's been making the rounds on for streamers recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it? Wait, is it a card game? I thought it was
Yes.
like a.
It's supposed.
Okay.
I think the idea is it's supposed to be a card game mixed with like an RPG style game. It's like a deck builder.
I see.
Yeah. And people are just like really into it recently. Although I think it might be waning. Uh,
Oh, you know what? Solitaire. I played solitaire every single day for like a few months straight on my phone. I played all kinds of solitaire too.
what about Free Cell?
I played a lot of Free Cell.
I
I love
played
Free Cell.
I played a ton of Free Cell back in the day. I couldn't do it now, but back in the day I was a fiend about it.
Oh my gosh. I would like I had this app that I had all different kinds of card games, and so it had like standard, it had free cell. Like you had a daily streak as well, so I kept doing them every single day. They had I think spider. I don't know if I did spider or not. I did a kind of spider, I think. They had like two different kinds.
Yeah.
They had they had a one similar to poker that was kind of like I think it was called like King's Corner or something.
Mhm.
I played that as well. I played so many every single day. It took me like 30 minutes to get through all my solitaire games.
So, what was your favorite thing to do during recess as a child?
Hold on, I gotta dig into some repressed memories here.
Oh dear.
I don't know, probably like playing warrior cats in the in the forest by the school.
What Warrior Cats? What's that?
There was like a book series. I'm actually fake because I only read like half of the first one,
Ah, who cares?
but it's like cat politics basically. It's like a bunch of like stray cats and they're in like clans and they have clan wars. And it's like the game Yakuza but with like cats in the forest.
So it's kind of like was it Redwall or the one with the forest creatures? I didn't read the books. I just knew about it.
I don't know what Redwall is.
I think it was written by a guy named Brian Jacques, and I think it was animal creatures, but it was kind of like that with like elements of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it was probably very similar. I read a little bit of the first book and thought I had enough lore knowledge to. First of all, I like it all started when I found like those Warrior Cats role plays on Roblox because I played Roblox before it was brain rot. I was like 10, okay, and and I'd go to school and like none of my friends would know what I was talking about, but I'd be like, you guys want to like pretend to be cats, and I'll be like, my name will be like Moonpaw, and you can be like Firetail, and we'll go like and I'll be like a medicine cat and like heal your wounds while you go fight in the big cat war.
uh, yeah, no, the thing that I did as a kid was I jumped. I tried to do movie jumps, like if you had like an explosion and the main character jumps away from the explosion and lands on the ground. I imagined I was jumping from a movie explosion.
Oh my gosh, you were living in a Michael Bay movie every single day.
Oh yeah. So what's your favorite thing you ever cooked yourself?
Does bacon count? I don't actually cook.
Bacon absolutely counts.
All right, I made with my mom. We made these knockoff or not copycat recipe of these. Panera has these orange scones, and so we made them at home, and they were delicious.
Nice. And now on the other end, what's the worst thing you ever cooked yourself?
When I was a kid, I learned. I don't remember what anime I was watching, but I was watching some kind of anime and they had like rice balls and I wanted to make them, but I didn't know how to make rice, so I like put the rice in a pot and then I added water and then I put it over the stove. But then I realized since I was like 11, I didn't know how to use the stove, so I put them in the microwave, hoping that would work. And then my mom came home and was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "I want to make rice."
That reminds me of my favorite, my worst cooking thing ever. I wanted to heat up a bagel. Now, I had never used the microwave before. So I didn't...
How old were you in this story?
I don't know. I don't even remember. It was so long ago. And
like were you like a child?
Oh yes,
like
I was a
adult?
child.
Okay.
No, I was very much a child. Don't worry. And I said I had never used the microwave before, and I was like, how long should I put a frozen bagel in the microwave? I don't know. How about 10 minutes?
Did you like burn the house down?
I can't. And then this is the great part. I left the room.
Oh no!
I come back later. House is filled with smoke. Fortunately, the bagel is not on fire. It is, however, jet black. And I open it up, and it is toast all the way through. It is thoroughly it's charcoal at this point.
At least you heated up that bagel.
Oh yes, but important distinction to make. You do not need to heat a bagel in the microwave for 10 minutes.
That actually kind of reminds me. Recently, I was staying at a relative's overseas, and I was making pancakes for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I needed to melt the butter, and so I was like, well, this butter's a little different from like American butter. How should I like heat this up? And someone told me, oh, maybe like, or like, how long should I put this in the microwave for? And they were like, oh, maybe like 2 minutes.
Oh God.
So the butter boiled.
Oh yeah.
And the whole kitchen smelled like butter for the rest of the day. Pancakes turned out great though.
Oh hey, yeah, it's boiled butter. Just pour it on. The pancake soaks it all the way through. Okay. What would your ideal home look like?
Look like. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. I like where I live now. I like my room. I've got a nice room. Can't really complain. I think just something similar to like maybe like my room at the whole house. If I lived on my own, I would have like, oh my gosh, I would have like nerd shit like all over the. Sorry, not like the poop from a nerd. I would have like nerdy stuff all over the wall. I feel like I don't think I had to make that clarification, but I felt the urge to.
So what expression would your nerddom take? Would you do the posters, the figurines, the DVDs?
All of them. I have a good number of figures. I have a lot of acrylic standees. So I would like a nice little display shelf for that. I'd like the bookshelf. I'd like a nice bookshelf.
I don't own very many posters or figurines. I only have 2 acrylic figurines. You want to take a guess at who they are?
I got nothing.
Sans and Papyrus.
Oh my gosh! Okay, that's so real. I have a lot from like the visual novels that I play. I have some Miku figures. I have Gintoki from Gintama. Oh, I have a Shiro from No Game No Life as well. She's there. I have a lot of posters as well. So
nice. Yeah. You're having a birthday party. Who would you most like to see there?
You gotta think about this one. Does it have to be real?
No.
Dang it, that makes this even more difficult.
Take it whatever direction you want.
I want Chainsaw Man there.
There you go.
Not even just Denji, just I want his head to be a chainsaw. At my birthday party.
There you go. And hey, at the very least, it solves the dilemma of how to cut the cake.
You're right. You're right. You know what? That's a genius answer. That's why I chose that. Second option would be SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Well, SpongeBob may not be real, but maybe you can get Tom Kenny.
You know what? Yeah. Oh, Mr. Krabs. I want Mr. Krabs' voice actor there.
I'm afraid I don't. I know about Tom Kenny because he was on a show that I liked called Mr. Show, but I don't know about Mr. Krabs.
I don't remember his name, but he was also in a lot of movies, but he was Hank in Detroit Become Human, if you know that game.
I only know of it.
Oh, yeah.
By reputation. Oh boy. So, you find $20 in the street. What do you buy with it?
You know, you sent me all these questions yesterday, so I could like think about them a little more. But
you would be shocked.
Retain that information that often.
Almost nobody it seems as though people kind of gloss over them and they don't actually think about it, and then they come here and they're like, "Oh shit."
I will tell you. I don't know if this makes it worse or not. I read through every single one and thought about my answers. I mean, some of them I was like, I'll have to come back to this later, and I didn't. But I thought in detail about every single one. So what was the question again? I'm sorry, I yapped and I forgot.
You find $20 in the street. What do you buy with it?
Book. I want a book. Yeah, we book.
Fair enough.
Well, I was thinking like all the games that I play, like I play a lot of Otome games. That's my big hobby, and they're all like $50 or more unless they're on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So something I could get for $20, I could probably get 2 books.
There you go. Do you have a bookstore of choice?
Online. And I live in the middle of nowhere. We don't have a bookstore.
Fair point. I've been to the middle of nowhere. I know and to a certain extent, I don't live quite as nowhere as like Midwest. I don't live Midwest nowhere. I live Northeast nowhere. Midwest nowhere. See, as far as I can tell, is like you live an hour from the nearest civilization. Northeast nowhere is like you live 20 minutes from the nearest civilization.
To be fair, I'm in an area where I live like the county I'm in is considered rural, but I'm in
Mm.
a town in that county that is like, like we got a Kroger, we got
Mm-hmm.
a McDonald's, our clothing store is a Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got stuff. So we are civilization, but if you like leave, like our town is like 2 miles from each end.
Yeah.
So if you leave, then it's like, oh, hey, farm. Hey, those houses are like 5 minutes apart.
I was talking about this with the previous guest. I went to the Midwest last year before I started my new job, and my friend lives in Michigan, so I traveled around seeing all of the Midwest things I was always curious about. I visited a Myers,
Oh my gosh.
and I went to Menards.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna get I was planning on when I left high school, I was gonna get a job at Menards because they pay like 20 an hour.
Hmm. Menards is kind of like it's like the better version of the Home Depot. It's like if you took the Home Depot and made it like a mecca for home improvement.
Yeah, they even have like a good jingle. I remember every commercial would be like, save big money at Menards.
Yep. Anyway, that was a fun experience for me. Also,
I'm so glad you got to experience the beauty of the Midwest. It's great here.
also learned that gas grills are surprisingly cheap over there.
Gas grills?
Yes, or grills in general are surprisingly cheap at Menards.
Oh.
Okay. Which trivia category are you best at?
Oh.
And,
wait, like.
And if you want a little help with that, Trivial Pursuit has 6 categories.
Okay.
They are geography, entertainment, history, arts and literature, science and nature, and sports and leisure.
Okay, see, this is tough because entertainment wouldn't apply to like anime and stuff. It would just be like, what happened in season 6, episode 33 of Friends? And I'd be like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen Friends, Rebecca.
Friends or yeah. Sorry, I keep talking over you. Sorry, go.
Delay moment. You go.
Oh no, I was gonna say Friends or like Grey's Anatomy or soap operas or something.
Yeah. Okay, if they ask me about Doctor House, then maybe, but not like Grey's Anatomy.
Anyway, what were you saying?
If I did arts and literature, I could answer like, stuff about art history and paintings and stuff because I do know a bit about that.
Mm-hmm.
But they'd probably ask me about like Charles Dickens, and I don't know Charles Dickens. Last night I couldn't even remember what I was like, what's it called? A Christmas Tale? I couldn't even remember the name of the story. I also almost called him Scrooge McDuck instead of Ebenezer Scrooge.
Hey, I will take exception with that. Scrooge McDuck, as far as I'm concerned, is Ebenezer Scrooge.
He's like the Donald Duck version. I'm a Daffy Duck too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. Well, here's the thing. I grew up with the Mickey Mouse's Christmas Carol, and in that, Ebenezer Scrooge is played by Scrooge McDuck.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's who the character of Scrooge was modeled after, because he's a hoarder and his name is Scrooge. So as far as I'm concerned, that is not a mistake.
Yeah, Ebenezer Scrooge ripped off Scrooge McDuck. SMH my head.
So would you say then that you think maybe arts and literature?
Yeah, I could do arts and literature. Hopefully.
Yeah. I think you'd be okay at it.
Are you gonna test me now? Don't test me.
And now I have with me a box of Trivial Pursuit cards. This is, I lure you in with the interview, and then I bombard you with questions, with trivia questions.
Oh my gosh.
If you could talk to a historical figure, who would it be?
Sorry, I swear I thought about these questions beforehand. Historical figure. Not to sound like a total art nerd here, but probably some kind of famous artist.
It's a good point, because there are some artists who are I would be curious to know about too.
Yeah, I'd be like, wow, Michelangelo, that's so cool. Do you want to see my art? And pull up like Sonic Shadow Yaoi, like, hey, Michelangelo, check out my art.
And then
I'm just like you. I learned from you. One of the greats.
he sees the Sonic Yaoi and he gets like the dead behind the eyes look.
Oh my gosh.
I suffered for this.
This is where art is in the 21st century.
I mean, I honestly don't know what they would make of it, because it's easy for us to say, yeah, it's Sonic Yaoi is cancerous, but the fact is there's so much stuff out there. They must look at
respect on Sonic Yaoi.
Yeah, they must look at some of it and be like, I don't know why it went this way, but it's interesting. They must be like that.
You said this guy's name was what? Sans Undertale? What?
He's a skeleton, but why is he depicted as having actual like flesh instead of just bones?
Well, how did you get the skeleton to be so inflated?
Why is he fat? Why is the skeleton fat?
Why is there this cloud of green right there? Why are his feet drawn in such excruciating detail?
Oh dear.
You know what? I changed my answer for Trivial Pursuit. My correct answer is DeviantArt fetishes. I could go on that trivia.
I could go head to head with you on that one. Oh god. Okay. This whole interview is trash. I'm just this will never make it to air.
Oh dang it.
If you could wake up with one talent tomorrow, what would it be?
Could I like double up and put some more skill points into art?
Fair enough.
Either that, singing, or I'd like to do something just like really weird. That would be like a really good party trick. Like maybe like, I don't know, pantomiming, or like I almost said vandalism. That's not what it's called. Ventriloquism.
I follow a juggler on Twitter, and they have like a jester outfit, and they're pretty popular and pretty cool. But all I can think is this is like the singular context I have ever seen ever in which juggling has been interesting or popular in any way. I've seen professional jugglers that can do crazy crap, and all I can think is that guy will never get a woman ever.
Hey, don't be so sure. My brother in high school learned how to juggle and how to unicycle. And he got a girlfriend.
Well, yes, but this is the important distinction. Did he get a girlfriend utilizing those skills?
It certainly helped.
Fair enough. I stand corrected. So, when you're down, where might you go to cheer yourself up?
Does it have to be a physical place?
No.
Anywhere that is not twitter.com.
That is fantastic advice.
Oh wait, I gotta give the VTuber idol answer. I would go live to cheer myself up.
Oh yeah.
No, I'd read or play a game or something.
There you go. Well, you've already partially... You've pretty much answered this already, but I'll ask anyway. Do you collect anything?
Book and game.
Book and game.
I have, I think, like, I don't even know how many, like, novels I have. So, I have at least, like, I think I have, like, 20 otome games sitting on my Switch. Otome games are, like, anime dating simulators for girls.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got, like, 20 of those on my Switch alone, not including my, like, Steam Deck and stuff. And then on my phone, I read a lot of, like, danmei, which are, like, Chinese BL novels. And I have a good number of those, so yeah, that's what I collect. Book and game.
Book and game.
Book and game.
And my final question for the interview, what smell reminds you of home?
Okay, so when the windows are open in the summertime, there's like this kind of, I don't know, like the breeze just has a smell. And it reminds me of like when I was a kid and I would come home from school on like a spring day when it was warming up, and I'd go inside and the windows would be open upstairs and it would just like make the whole house smell like really fresh or something. So that. And then there's a specific one for the winter as well, when like walking home in the cold and then going into the nice warm house and it's snowing and Christmas is soon. There's a specific smell for that too.
And
don't know what it is, but it's a nice smell.
And your mom is baking a pumpkin pie, and the whole house smells like cinnamon.
My mom is watching reruns of that show with Jerry. What's his name? The comedian.
Seinfeld.
He's got the roommate. Yeah, she's watching reruns of Seinfeld in the living room.
My mom wouldn't watch reruns of Seinfeld, but only because she would say that she's seen the show so many times now that she's over it.
Every so often, my parents will rewatch Seinfeld, like every like 5 years or so. They also rewatch King of Queens every so often too.
Seinfeld was a very unique show in that it seemed to just totally encapsulate like the era it was made in.
Yeah.
And it really vibed with people when it was airing. And it's so vibed with them that you will find reruns fairly regularly today on television.
Yeah. Like, even I quote stuff from it, and I'm like we always quote the Kenny Rogers chicken episode.
Yep.
I always say, not that there's anything wrong with that, like, on a regular basis.
I did that the other day.
I do it all the time. Because it's not like, okay, going back to, sorry to bring it back to the BL that I read, but like, you know, sometimes characters will be like, yeah, but I'm not gay. And then I'll just like say to myself, like, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all.
And like, oh, the whale episode as well. We reference that a lot.
Yes. That's one of my favorites. Is that a Titleist? A hole in one.
Like, I don't know, it's so good. My mom always tells me, like, she saw her dad watching it a lot when it was first airing, and she's like, oh, that show's just so stupid. And then she sat down and watched an episode and she was like, okay, this is kind of good actually. And my dad, when they met, he was like, oh my gosh, she watches Seinfeld, because it was like really, it was considered like kind of raunchy when it first came out. And so my dad was like, oh my gosh, she watches Seinfeld, that's kind of intense. But nowadays he's like, yeah, you know what, compared to what them kids these days are watching, this is not that bad.
And what's more, the writing on the show was top notch. Like,
yeah,
there was this little trend a little while back where people would take a sitcom episode and edit out anything that wasn't directly plot related. And so you would have an episode of Seinfeld that was edited from 24 minutes down to like 18
Wow.
because everything that happens in the show is directly related to the plot. The jokes are all directly intertwined with what is happening in the plot. And then they would show like an episode of what's the one with the nerds?
Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, they would show that, and it would be like 2.5 minutes.
Bazinga!
Yeah, pretty much. The writing on it though was really intricate in nature. Anyway, thank you very much for this interview. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. And if you were in the audience, I will be linking to May's various socials and her VGen. And if you ever want a commission, I have had experiencing in commissioning her before. Very great to work with. Be sure to check her out. Anyway, I was your host, Jack Jinseki, and joining me today was May.
Yay!
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.